Today I want to talk to you something not necessarily business related, but it does come back to business. And that is your relationship with your wife. Now, I'm no marriage expert, and in fact, I don't do anything when it comes to marriage outside of my own personal marriage or some friends that are married and want to ask a couple of questions. But I was just thinking about this as I talk with friends and everything about our marriages and what I've overcome even in my own marriage. And so I just wanted to take some time on my podcast to be able to share that with you. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Philip Sessions, the founder of Refined VA, where we help busy dadpreneurs be able to find virtual assistants to help them with all things social media, buying back their time so they can spend it with their family. And in today's episode, this is really going to help you be able to have that time back with your family and really focus in on them to then be able to go do the other things that you love and enjoy to do. And so the first thing that I found that's been really helpful, and actually before I go into that, why this first thing actually really helps you out is because of what most guys complain about to their wives. And I've been there. I'm guilty of this as well, that it just doesn't seem like they appreciate me. It doesn't seem like anything that I do really matters. And here's the thing, until you intentionally pour into your wife over and over and over again, she is not going to feel that love. Sure, you can try and buy the flowers. You can try and do the date, all these things that on social media they talk about, which are great. I'm not saying they're bad, but if you do it just for the intent of saying, well, check the box, I got that done, I took care of that little box, and now she should feel loved, she's not going to. Especially if you have already trained her essentially to expect a one-off here, a one-off there, or maybe you've just never done it before and now you've listened to somebody on marriage advice to say, hey, you need to start buying your wife flowers, you need to start doing little things. And those are true, but it's not a one-time thing. It's not a 10-time thing. Who knows how many times it's going to be? Your wife is sitting there waiting for the shoe to drop, for the ball to drop, for you to stop doing that thing that you just started to do. So the first thing is that you have to start pouring into her no matter what. And I know this is tough. I know you just want her to start loving you back. Unfortunately, that's not how it works at all. You have to pour into her. You have to show her that she is safe and secure. The reason why she is not showing you love is because there's either not safety or there's not security, or stability or security. Sorry. There's not stability in who you are, the actions that you take, what's going on in your life, or there's not security. You are not making her feel safe and secure. So you have to start pouring into her more and more and more and create this stability that you are going to continue to show her that love. And that's why you as men have to step up and keep stepping up and stepping up and stepping up and taking these actions.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Because until you show the stability that you can show her love consistently, she is not going to show that love back. She'll show some for sure, but she's not going to show it the way that you're probably hoping to be able to receive that love back. Which really goes into number 2. Don't do anything that you do with expectations in return. That goes in life in general, but especially with your relationship. I can't tell you how many times that I've thought, oh, if I do this, it'll win me some brownie points and I'll be able to go do these other things. When in fact, when I did them intentionally just to show that, hey, look, I did the dishes, now I get to go have sex, or whatever that may be, it never worked out. Every once in a while it would, but 99 times out of 100, it didn't work out that way because it's not a tit for tat thing. Women can really read through a lot of that stuff. So make sure that you are actually doing something because you want to do it, but not because something will come out of it, but just because you want to pour into them, that you want to be that man that they need you to be. I made a post on this the other day about, you want to have a Proverbs 31 wife, a wife that's submissive, that does all these things for you, that lets you be able to be out in the courtyard, so to speak, to be able to network and be well known and know that your home is taken care of because you just have this amazing wife. But you won't be the Ephesians 5 man who shows her all sorts of love, that takes care of her on every single need of hers. So you have to be the person that she needs you to be first. Christ asked you to lead the household just as he led the church. And so you have to lead first with love. So pour into her with intent. Pour into her and do things around the house, in the house, outside of the house, because that's what you do as a man. You're setting that new standard of what it is for you as a man, a husband, and a father. And then number 3, start actually listening. And I don't mean listen just to respond, but listen to the tonality in her voice. I can't tell you how many times that, and we joke about this a lot of times now, but I can tell the way that she talks. And we live right across the street from her mom. So sometimes she'll sit there and she doesn't want to say it directly. And so sometimes I'll even like joke, be like, all right, well, I'll see you later. Because it'll be like a Sunday afternoon, the kids are down for a nap, and then she'll just kind of be saying some stuff, and I could tell like she wants to go, but she doesn't necessarily want to ask because she's worried that I want to go do something myself, which there's a lot of times I do, but I take a back seat, or I find other things that I can do rather than actually having to be out of the house where we can't make sure that the girls are okay. I will stay in the house and do some other kind of work so she can go over there. But I'm actually listening to her tone, her body language, or watching her body language. And so you need to make sure that you're listening to the way that things are said, not just what is literally said. As we all know, the I'm fine thing, that it never means that they're actually fine.
You're goddamn right.
But maybe 99 times out of 100, they're not fine. 1 in 100, maybe they actually are fine. But when they say, I'm fine, that doesn't mean they're fine. You can hear it in my tone there, and you can hear it in their tone. So make sure that you listen to them at all times and listen to what they're saying, not just in the words, but how they're saying it, and try and adapt or bring that out. Maybe you need to ask for some clarity on that. Like, hey, it doesn't really sound like you're okay. Like, hey, I'm fine. Hey, Brooke, I don't think it actually sounds like you're okay. Like maybe I'm reading into it, but please let me know. Like, I don't mean to offend you, or I want to make sure that you get time for yourself, or whatever that situation may look like, but I want to make sure that you're getting what you want as well. This isn't all about me. And lead them, actually lead them. And so those are the 3 things that I can think of that have really helped me in my marriage to be able to make my marriage more solid as I'm going into a whopping 6 years of marriage with my wife. But just 3 things that I've thought about as I've been talking with other dadpreneurs and the struggles that they face with their wife, which seems to be about the same thing that I struggle with as well. And so I've realized on top of all this, these 3 things that you can do for yourself is that's just marriage. Yeah, there's days that suck. There's days that are amazing. Overall, it is an amazing thing. But there's going to be good days and bad. Just like in business, there's good days and bad. You just have to continue to fight for it because that's what you signed up for. And if this message helped you, share it with another dadpreneur that's struggling with the same thing, because we're not in it alone. You're not in it alone. They're not in it alone. And they need to hear this message so they can continue to show up for their business and their marriage.